episodes 12 and 13 titled The Edge of Destruction. And this story is very interesting of a story because normally when you think of Doctor Who, you think of the TARDIS landing on a location, the Doctor and their companion open up and witness what's outside the TARDIS doors. They bump into a villain. They bump into a Sorg figure. That's kind of how it kind of goes, right? And in this episode, or this story, sorry, like my brain wants to say episodes, but I know it's story. In this story, it's all set in the TARDIS, which is barely happens. I mean, I can only think of one not so good, like okay, boring, fine episode in the Matt Smith era, which is Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. I remember that one where it's mainly set in the TARDIS. I know, sorry, I remember, yes, the Doctor Who Adventure game that is simply called TARDIS, where you as a part of the Doctor go around the TARDIS. But outside of that, I don't really, like, in my head I'm thinking, let's a entire episode on the TARDIS. And of course they did it because of budget reasons. They're probably like, the Daleks cost a lot of money. The last story did this. We need to save our budget so we can do this Marco Polo story, which of course got wiped out of the archives. So sadly, I can't talk about, and there isn't a animated recreation of it, which is weird. I thought they would at least do that one before they, ended the animated recreation stuff. But anyway, so sadly, no Marco Polo. But so you see all these reasons why they say, hey, let's just do one in TARDIS. And the story is that, hey, Arthur Starrow, the Doctor presses a button and then things all go haywire. The TARDIS starts to crash, the TARDIS starts to rumble, and everybody's knocked out. Susan, the Doctor who has bandages around his head, I swear to God, when Susan opens that drawer and got the bandage, I was like, those are, and she just like holds it, like just folded up, and it's this long sweep of rope. I was like, those are weird looking condoms. I know, I'm 12, okay? That's what my brain went through. The alien bandage, the alien Thursday kit, made it look like, weird triangle condoms. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know. That's how my brain goes. Okay, don't blame the brain. Hashtag don't blame the brain. Okay, don't blame the immature 26-year-old. Okay, who has the maturity of a 12-year-old. Okay, let's not blame that guy. Okay, I blame the show for 1964. Okay, I blame those. I blame that episode. No, this is my fucking immaturity. But after everyone's settled, everybody's kind of like themselves. They're trying to figure out why the TARDIS crashed. Why did the TARDIS decide to just stop? And because of it, the TARDIS is somehow assessing other people. Like Susan is very freaking out and is like killing, is getting a knife, getting a pair of scissors and trying to kill, is attempting to kill Barbara and Ian. And that was like, okay, so we're having a session, so something like midnight. Okay, it's not that. So the TARDIS, to tell you, Doctor, that the switch is completely, the switch is locked. Essentially the time vortex, which at the time it's the power of the TARDIS, the core power of it, let's it's the time vortex. The time vortex went through, let me understand, went through Susan and then Ian to tell you that the flippin' switch is locked and please help because we're in a dangerous situation, and if not, you have 10 minutes to live. Now, I get that's a sense of threat, and I understand that the TARDIS that is big on the inside, which is kind of small normally. It is smaller that I normally picture the TARDIS. Normally the CGI there is CGI attached to the TARDIS that I picture with multiple doors and multiple windows and all that type of thing. But with the TARDIS set, again, there's not really much you can do except doing the murder mystery thing, and it's just it's one of those stories where you can kind of tell that it's limited, and they're just trying to figure out things on the fly and try to make a two-part out of it. Like, there's certain things I like. I kind of like when Barbara's like, "Look, Doctor, you would be dead right now if we went there at the caves. Clearly, and all the events that just happened with the Daleks and with Starro and all that kind of stuff. You should be thanking us on your knees, thanking us that we were here." I like that scene. But the mystery of it just, I get it, trying to do some mixer works and trying to do this and that, but to the point that you just like, what is happening? It just feels like the limitations were just there, you know what I mean? Like that, you could feel the limitations and the reason the story was made, so for budget reasons and that type of thing, and that. But I will say this version of the TARDIS, I mean, first things first, I have the most uncomfortable beds in the history of uncomfortable beds. I'm sorry. Maybe because I'm so used to a really cushy rectangle. That's my version of comfy. A bed that is bending your spine is not comfy. That's mostly like a hospital bed. I thought the idea of sleeping is I sleep on a situation that I am comfy at. Oh, spoiler, I'm not comfy. If I sit like that, it's just that. Also, the whole time, it could just easily, knowing what the TARDIS is now, I was like, Bob was like, take Susan to her bedroom. I'm like, do you know where her bedroom is? It's probably like 6,000 corridors. Do you know that you might... Okay, if you want to... Okay, look, Barbara, if you want to take her to her bedroom, you need to go down the hall, go to the left, left, then take the corner to the right, by the 50th right. So you need to count 50 while dragging on the right. Then you have to take the 100 right. That's visually what I think of the TARDIS. Better on the inside than only the Doctor knows where everything is. But... yeah, it's just, I like the premise of it, and I understand why it is there. It's just, I think it was a situation where, like, you needed a cheap episode to do it, and it was a limitation. Like, why did all of them freak out over tinfoil? You know? It's just, them trying, you can kind of tell they're trying to figure out all these things, and this is like, okay, maybe let's wait till Marco Polo. Okay, it's not Marco Polo. The next one is Keys of Magus, which is like episode 20. No, 21. It's episode 21, which says what to talk about. It's like 1 to 13. It's all good. Now here comes the BBC to say cast decided to tape record some episodes because they're like, DVDs, Blu-rays, streaming, that ain't gonna be a thing because it's 1964. We don't know that these things were gonna be around. So yeah,